In India, we have a very strange situation where some of our stories can be dated to very ancient periods of time. One such story is the Surya story. Surya apparently had a happy married life. One fine day, he became so brilliant that his wife could not take the heat. So Sanjana leaves her shadow Chaya in a place and she flees to the cooler regions. But then Surya discovers a deception and asks Chaya, "Where's my wife?" And she says she's gone to the cooler regions. So he goes off to the cooler regions and he finds she's taken the form of a horse. So their union gives rise to the Ashwini Kumaras. There are several things to infer from that, and Balagangadhar Tilak, he called it out. He said, this is an archaeo-astronomical phenomena where if the sun has gone to a cooler region, that means it's gone to winter solstice position because it's winter in the northern hemisphere, and Ashwini Kumaras are born. We have a Rig Vedic passage that said, Ushas awaken the Ashwinis for their share of the Vedic sacrifice in this particular Rig Vedic verse 8.9.17. So Ushas is a goddess of dawn, right? You don't awaken adults. She's awakening the babies, Ashwinis, and saying awaken. So it's telling us that when the sun was in winter solstice position, the nakshatra, the longitude should have been Ashwins, Ashwini nakshatra. That is what it is referencing to. So we can crank it back in the planetarium software. We determine the date to be 7200 BCE. And I found a fascinating correlation with these two scientific papers that talk about a solar storm 9,000 years before present, which is or 7176 BCE. Independent collaboration of the astronomy based on text and on ice core samples from Greenland and from Antarctica that both talk about the same thing. So, what is the point? In India, we clearly have a story of Surya, Ashwinis, Ushas, which is a Rig Vedic quantities, common in India and all the European divinities. But the story in India is 7,200 years old. So it's not a story that came from outside into India, rather the story endemic to India, it has gone out of India. That's what it is telling us over here. We have the famous Mitra panel of the 100 current era. Some of you will look at this and be amazed because there is so much of symbolism. The Shiva Linga over here, the snake, and many other things like Shiva and Parvati looking at this. And here is this man killing a bull. And you see the dog star Sirius over here. You find the scorpion also over here. These are all deeply astronomical phenomena. I have called this out in earlier talks. I'm not going to read all of these things. It's the killing of the Vrishpa, the bull, and this is about 4000 BCE, the passage of time. When the calendar has gone on from this Mrigashirsha, it has moved on to the next nakshatra. That is what it is referring to, and this story is talking about that. And we have got other references to bull killing. For example, this Indus seals also we see this kind of the same phenomena coming to around 3000 BC, 4000 BC to 3000 BC. That is the time frame for this. And amazingly, we see that in the Roman panels also, showing a common culture. This many people find fascinating. The Celts are the ancient people who are there in Europe, and they seem to have a story that's so similar to the Ramayana. For example, if you see the Ramayana, Rama's virtuous, compassionate, wise, the hero over there is Fionn McCool, is virtuous, wise, compassionate. Rama's father's under a curse that he'll die when his son moves away from him. Fionn is born after his father dies. As a teen, Rama learns warcraft under Vashishta and Vishwamitra in a forest hermitage. Fionn studies under a couple of rishis over there in the forest over here, warcraft in the forest. As a teen, he kills the Ashuras, and Fionn, he also, as a 10-year-old, destroys a dragon over here. Rama's wife Sita, she desires a shape-shifting golden deer when in exile, and she's abducted. Rama spends years searching for her. Fionn's wife is transformed to a deer by an angry druid, and Fionn spends years searching for her. Ramasetu, a bridge built by Rama to battle the villain. Fionn builds a causeway to battle. This is a causeway in Ireland to go and battle with a giant. We have the four major ages in cyclical time, Chatur Yuga. Celts too have the four major ages in cyclical time. What I'm pointing out over here is not a surprise, perhaps, that there is deep influence of Indic thought even among the Celts. This is not the only one. Even the Pitru Paksha that we have, right? So this is related to the Samhain. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Samhain of the Celts. So we have the southern course of the sun, Dakshinayana, path of the Pitrus, between June 21st to December 21st, with equinox on September 22nd. Pitru Paksha is observed soon after September 22nd on the new moon called this Mahalaya Amavasya, offerings to ancestors. Celts observed this Samhain, a feast for ancestors, halfway between equinox, September 22nd, and December 21st solstice. Now it is normalized to October 31st. They left offerings for their ancestors. When it became Christian, it was termed pagan and was usurped in the 9th century and made on November 1st and 2nd as All Saints' Day, All Souls' Day, and they kept October 31st as Halloween. So Halloween really is a remembrance of Pitru Paksha in that particular civilization.